Hello and a warm welcome back to the WenDirkCast with me, Jimbo, and Calvinator, of course. As always, we will be discussing latest MFL updates, transfers, developments, and so much more that's gone on over the last week or so. And it has been a week of lots of developments, has it? One important note, this is not financial advice. Do your own scouting or hire a director of Metaverse football. Calva, how you doing? How you been?
I'm doing great. A bit of a holiday, and I'm in the middle of a move, so quite busy. Plus a transfer window, right? To sign on guys to teams and loads of transfer offers. So it was a busy week, and of course all the photorealistic player changes. So I think we've got a ton to discuss about that, breaking that down, and also season 7, which is knocking on the door, almost upon us.
Yep.
And we thought we need to have someone who's a veteran, right? MFL veteran.
Yep.
He likes Russian strikers. He loves squirrels. Hopeful Man U fan. Maybe later IRL MFL we can talk about how hopeful he is from Man U. So welcome back, Tagerd. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Hopeful. New attackers coming in. Maybe there's some goals this year. Probably not, but hopeful.
Hopeful. That's the word. Hashtag hope.
Goals conceded. Yes. Some goals conceded. Yes, certainly.
Plenty of goals conceded. I'm sure of that.
Yeah, so Calva, as you just mentioned, we are going to be talking a bit about season 7 in today's episode. We've obviously had the announcement on Monday. We'll get our opinions on that later on, but also sort of our thoughts going into season 7. Obviously, we had the announcement of the Flint division, which we probably touched on last week's episode, but we can dive into that in a bit more detail. We're hitting record numbers for clubs being registered. We'll discuss our thoughts on the Diamond for next season, marketplace, all the usual stuff. And then we'll have the main topic as season 7 with Mr. Tag himself.
So season 7 is a bit the umbrella, and then everything we can kind of discuss within that frame, because there is a lot to discuss. Before we dive into all of that, you had a great backdrop stream.
Well,
I wasn't there, so it was a bit weird. Maybe you were with Laird now. Like last time, I was with Laird. No,
yes,
it was Laird.
It was only fair that Laird got to come and experience the chaos on the WenDirk side, and it was probably the best backdrop stream yet. Calva, sorry, I hate to say that. One you weren't there, had been the best one yet.
Worries,
there was a lot of hype for the new players, and my PC nearly just shut down basically within about 5 minutes of the stream. To the point where my video wasn't working, but all you could do is hear me, and Laird was sort of just, chilling there. Bless him. Big thank you for Laird for coming on and substituting in for Calva. But a lot of people were saying it's like when the supply teacher comes in and the whole classroom goes to chaos. You left, Calva, the main teacher, you left that stream to go away, and then all of the viewers, the students, just went absolutely crazy and were causing a menace to the supply teachers who were hosting the stream. But it was great. We had lots of fun. We gave away 2 clubs, players, packs. So shout out to Snake and SUFC Blades for contributing to those prizes. Big thanks to them. And I think we ended up giving away up to position 24 in the quiz, I think it was. We decreased some of the prizes a bit because I guess understandably now with Flint and the prizes within Flint, if we start handing around thousands of MFLs, say like a Flint manager, that's basically like a Saudi takeover and can maybe skew the leagues a bit. So we tried to make it so let's stretch out the rewards to get more winners, which left me with more names to send over to MFL and more for Lucas to start sending to people. But no, it was a fantastic stream on Wednesday. You were sorely missed, Calva. But lots of people were saying in chat they were missing you, which is the main thing.
Oh, great. Well, good to hear that. And hopefully next time the main teacher is back to create some order in the chaos. And before we start the WenDirk Cup, you also, well, only you set it up. Like credit where credit is due.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing that. And how's it going? You think? How was the cup?
Well, it's going far better than last season's, where the match conditions completely failed on the first match. So when it got to 3:00 UK time, which when the first matches were kicking off, I was half expecting, obviously lineups locked 5 minutes before that. I was like, my phone is, relatively quiet. Everything seems to be okay. Usually, if it failed, it would have been about 5-10 people going, "Oh, Jimbo, my game's failed, my game's failed," and I'd have been like, "Oh Lord!" All it was a couple of people going, "Why is my game forfeited? I'm in 800 cap, but I have an 840 team." And it's like, yeah, that might be the reason why, fella. You've gone over the cap by 40. You've not read the match requirements or the conditions, etc. But no, I think we filled the 256 sizes, which is 700-800, and we didn't quite fill the 910 128 clubs. We got it to 120. I had to have a second team added just to sort of make it to 120, so it makes it easy for MFL to format. Mm-hmm. But I was transparent and told everyone about that. It's a stone club, and Palmer played it and beat them 5-1. So he can enjoy the free win, and the rest of people in the group can. But I think it's over about 630 clubs were involved, registered in about 36 hours, which is pretty nuts. So big thanks to everyone who entered into that tag. You're in the 910.
I am. I can't remember if this is the first WenDirk I've entered or if I've been in one or two others. But so far, I'm 2-0. Won by 2 forfeits.
There we go. There we go.
So which team is this? Which club? So people know.
MFC Pereira.
Oh, Pereira. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We know
I think they're about like an 875 or so team. So well under the cap. I had nothing to worry about. No Legos on the team.
That's good. Yeah.
Yes, amazing.
There's only one team. I can only play in the 910, and there's one team. It's just a bit like luxury problem, but we're doing well. I think 1-0. Like we won one game, lost one. And Jimbo, you said
I've drawn one and I've won one from a forfeit, from a forfeit. Sorry, but I think people would just wanted to, people would say to me, "Oh, when are they going to do it? When you do the cups?" And I was like, "Well, I need to." So big thanks to Luca actually for setting them all up. I tell him what I want to do with the requirements, etc., and he sets them up for me, which is great. And they're really accommodating. And I think people just want sort of some semi-competitive games, even if it's there's minimal MFL on the line. They just want something to watch that's meaningful rather than running tactics over and over again or friendlies over and over again. Sorry, just having a few games that are competitive. It makes that pre-season feel shorter, which I think for many people, if they have a few clubs, they want that to be as short as possible. Whereas for some of us who have bigger clubs, when I poised that to Matt during the week, which we can get onto later. But yeah, people want those semi-competitive games, and I think they all loved it. So we'll try and get a lower cap in for next season as well with the addition of Flint and Spark. I feel like they deserve a little one for the low overalls. But overall, they'll all finish before Wednesday as well. So none of this carnage of last season where they go into sort of one match and one training. It'll all be done by Tuesday evening, so we'll have our winners by then.
So it's a bit the official, unofficial preseason tournament, right?
Yeah.
We transitioning into that role, hopefully. But it's great. I feel the same. It's great to have a bit of a structure, competitive. Like teams also play sometimes those mini tournaments, preparing for the season. So I think
and people posting on Twitter like, "Oh, I've just entered. Here's my club. We're in this group." It gets a little bit hard.
Exactly.
It's great to see people like it's great to see people like tagging us and things, and So I love to see that.
Indeed, we love to see it. So let's get started. First updates. Any moments of the week you would like to share? Maybe you can be specific, or in general, how was the week?
Go on. I'll fire away. I'll get mine done early doors. I always say moments. I always go plural here. I can never stick to one. Just yappa.
Yeah. Usually it's just how was your week?
It's just how was my week rather than moment of the week. So the Wyverns are all set up. They are the strongest they've been in the history of the Wyverns, which is exciting, but also puts more pressure on myself to actually say this and then perform in season 7 with it. So I want to say, Tag, you've got a CDM who you've kindly loaned. Duff has sorted me out with a centre back and a striker, which is really, really sweet of him. So a big thank you to him he actually rearranged a few players so he could try and get one on. I was like, you don't have to do that. I'll take one of the other ones, but he was nice enough to do that. I picked up from Noe Sark, which is actually my first sort of sizable purchase in a while. I say sizable, it's only $100, but a 30-year-old right back. He can also play centre back. He's 83 rated. He's 83 at centre back and right back. He's 6'5", 89 defense, 88 pace. So it basically means I can be flexible running my beloved 3-5-2-B, which I'm going to try and do for season 7, which could turn out to be absolute car crash. But it means if I need to go back to a 4 at the back, I've got flexibility in one of my existing centre backs to go to right back without getting any sort of overall penalty. Obviously, they take the -1, but that's negligible at that sort of rating. So I'm looking forward to that. And then the other part of the week was we hosted Matt for the AMA on Thursday, which went down really well, actually. And you can go back on our YouTube and on Spotify and tune into that if you missed that on Thursday. And that was really great.
Did he spill something, some alpha, some...
He didn't really...
What would you say is 1 or 2 takeaways that got you excited?
It seems like the kit making functionality is probably the one that's soonest or most coming first in terms of everything. I say coming first, quicker to MFL than the others. But it's interesting just really sort of hearing his take on the update and why they did. Obviously, we heard that before from when we spoke to him in Paris, etc. And I think having him on there to answer some of the users' questions. I know Tagerd, I fired your one away to him about the sort of like gameplay features and what's upcoming from that point of view. And I think it seems like for like next couple of months, it's sort of prioritizing the UI and the UX of the website with some of the branding piece, whilst still working on some of the gameplay pieces. But obviously, at the moment with all the branding piece, it's that's sort of taking priority from some of their resource. But and it was I mentioned about Quinton and all the hard work he does. He was like, guys, we all need to realize that Quinton is a real person as well, right? Just keep bombarding and engine feedback. But yeah, no, it was a really great one. And I think Matt really enjoyed it. So it might pave the way for sort of some more WenDirk hosted AMAs in the future, but with a bit more sort of like announcement and preparation time for people to send in their questions prior, which would be quite fun.
Yeah. Sounds good. I still have to watch it, but I got excited to to hear about it. And I think I would agree with him, because we know there's a bigger overhaul, right? There's a bigger UX, UI, and the photorealistic guys coupled with that new UI, UX, that will make it really amazing. And right now we're kind of halfway through. Before this episode, Tagerd, we also say maybe the hype was a bit too big. But that's because there's this whole other thing coming in the next weeks, months to finish it off. So I would agree to prioritize, let's say, the UX, UI, the branding, the complete visual overall that they want to do. Anyway, Tagerd, was the moment of the week that you saw Leonov as a handsome Russian dude, or was there another one?
Business, exactly as Leonov should be, just all business, not covered in tattoos, nothing, just clean business. But no, my moment of the week, putting the pressure on Jimbo. I've loaned my first player to the Wyverns. I'm expecting big things. Trophy.
That's what I mean. This is what I don't want. This is what I don't want. Pressure.
Pressure.
Yes. Last time I had this sort of pressure was probably the Euros. We know how that went. But I've learned from that.
I mean, I've loaned my first players to the Wyverns. You've admittedly said it's the strongest Wyverns ever. You purchase a right back. Trophy or bust?
Trophy or bust? Oh. I'm getting a bit shaky now. I'm getting a bit shaky.
Trophy or bust?
Trophy or bust? Relegation trophy.
Down to Wyverns.
Playmaker trophy. You can have a...
Tagger will be like, yeah, we go. Playmaker trophy. It's a CDM. If he gets a playmaker trophy, CDM, then he's done an absolute.
I'd be impressed if he got my CDM a playmaker trophy. So yeah, that would count.
Great.
We'll try our best.
But it's fun that there's now a Wyvern connection between you two, so you can keep talking about it. Right.
It could be the last.
Will be fun. To be continued. Now I have to talk about my moment, probably.
That would help. Yeah.
You're frozen. You're frozen. But okay, you're back. Well, did you saw my tweet that I figured out why Dempsey was not performing?
I did see the tweet, but I can't remember what was in it. I remember you posted. Was it something to do? Was it the? I know you showed a clip of some curved shot going. I'm not sure that was from Dempsey or not.
No, that was
someone else.
Swap. That was but Dempsey. So first he was like this kind of super Irish looking kind of ginger hair dude, but now he became some kind of, lush hair, like long hair, curly. So probably he's just spending most time in the mirror or modeling for L'Oreal or just also blow drying his hair.
takes after his manager, then, really, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I can relate to his struggles. So now we know
too many hair care tips.
Yeah. So Dempsey, go check out how he looks. He has like beautiful long hair. So probably that's where the hiccup is, the Dempsey progression hiccup. We keep the meme going, and hopefully he'll be legendary. But I said, like,
once he shaves his head,
is because he's worth it, right? Because it's like he's worth it, so he's paid that. And
check his head, not his progression, is basically what his motto is going to be. Yeah.
Exactly. So when we see also sponsors in the stadium, I'm gonna reach out L'Oreal if they can for Dempsey.
I'm sure, yeah, that they've got their own hospitality box at PSG's ground.
Exactly,
I'm sure they've got the finances somewhere to sponsor sponsor him and the club.
Yeah, so we already have the
clearly Calva's hair dryer treatment's a little bit different from Bergie's.
Okay, moving on. Dev updates. Season 7 launch. So of course we had this massive launch, big overhaul, and the team focused on that. Makes a lot of sense. And also prepping for the preseason drop. Don't forget to register, but probably when you hear it, the registration already ended. As always, there's a late registration, so please do that. Then about the switch over, all the new photorealistic cards are live. We've all seen them. They also push the brand refresh, the logo updates, the font updates, overall app design. And work continued on integrating new cards into various parts of the UI, like the pack openings, the match page. Now when your player scores, you see the new photo, etc. And finally, they're also working on the image, or they already did it, the image templates for sharing the media, like the man of the match, etc. Game updates, the engine version for this season has been released earlier in the week. There was a more recent fix to improve the post-hit physics for added realism, and some other things they included, such as curveballs and the left-right foot usage. And also improve defensive behavior. As always, check the patch notes. The pack marketplace, they keep working on that you can sell your packs, so it's too late for this transfer window. And one little thing that is interesting is the profile picture updates. So they started implementing support to change your profile picture. Now you have this random Dapper wallet thing you can kind of choose. So hopefully we can have new profile pictures. What are you guys most excited about from those updates?
Update my profile picture, my Dapper wallet. No.
Well, it is a bit weird, right? That you need to have now this kind of weird looking. I have it's like a couple of colors, and why can't we have a proper profile picture?
It's just one of Palmer's suggestions. It's one of Palmer's suggestions. I want to change my profile picture. That must be the reason. That's the only reason why it could be happening. It's got to be Palmer's asked for it, or someone's asked Palmer to ask for it.
How cool would it be that you have now photorealistic players, but then you have yourself there as like in a suit, as like the manager? Right?
Oh, I could.
That would look super good. And also Football Manager, you have like managers also have photos, right? So that would be really.
So Manager Calva, I'm assuming Manager Calva's in a suit. What about Jimbo? Are you a suit guy?
Or a tracksuit guy?
Tracksuit, a sweater?
No,
polo.
I don't know. I feel like maybe you go for like. Maybe the tracksuit. Maybe the tracksuit. Maybe it's like weather dependent. I like. To be fair, I'd even rock up in shorts. I reckon, just in case I need like a quick substitution. Player manager sort of vibes. I can just get on the pitch and sub myself in when my right back's having a hooner of a performance. I can put myself in. But no, I don't think I could do it in a suit.
Or the turtleneck. That's more.
The turtleneck.
Turtleneck.
Steve Jobs to the.
Yeah. Maybe you can have your own brand. Or...
No, you've got to be like, I think, like sort of like smart casual enough that you can, if another manager comes to you on the sideline, you've got enough maneuverability and flexibility to, dodge the punches, but then also smart enough that you mean business.
Not giving the tie flip. Possibility.
No, none of that. What about you, Tag? You seem like a polo sort of man.
Manager Tagerd is gonna go suit. Serious, jacket off, roll up the sleeves, but suit.
Because usually in American sports, they all wear those kind of tracksuits, right? Training.
Everybody's a bit different. Depends on the sport. You get the classic Bill Belichick, like cut off hoodies and all that. You have the full suit managers, but it kind of varies a bit. But yeah, you get the team tracksuits type things too.
Yeah, and then the college coach also. That's kind of one of the looks. Or Ted Lasso, but we'll see. I'm very excited. Like if everyone can put their own picture, what will they do? Will they keep like in line like a picture of themselves or some random pictures?
I reckon
logos?
when your match is being played, and it's Tagerd versus Jimbo, right next to your name pops up the profile picture, and it's both managers there, like arms crossed, or then add a bit more flavor to that matchup page.
More flavor. Indeed.
There we go.
We need more flavor.
That could work.
Yes.
Never say no to more flavor.
Well, but if Palmer really suggested it, great suggestion. I think
there's a 99%
chance
that Palmer. It's gonna get done. It's gonna get done.
I like it. Good job, Paul. Diamond update. So we've got our 12 clubs now. Some interesting changes in Diamond. So our prediction was right. Like no Diamond heist teams. Everyone seems to be a proper Diamond team with proper squads, competitive squads. So in the end, who are the new teams? Samba FC from you. Atletico Ciudad Mexico, Meta Sports, so Eric Barbaric, 3X, XVIX. And this is interesting. Atletico Luchadores from Big Wilbert is now managed by Fortress Agency, so Ronjan. So that's interesting. What's also interesting, little observation before we start talking about our predictions, is that there's now 3 teams from Italy, 2 from Mexico, 1 from Argentina, 1 Ecuador, the big European countries, but no England. Jimbo, how do you feel about it? There's no English Diamond.
Outrage. I need to find out who that manager is again. I have a quick... Oh, no, it was one of the Diamond Heist teams, wasn't it? Sweet London.
London, yeah, exactly. So London.
Yeah, Heist, they got the bags and dipped.
But also look at that Latin American presence, it's like 2 times Mexico, Argentina, Ecuador.
Quito's in there. That's the biggest one. Quito being in Diamond is huge. For those of you who know, that is a huge addition to the Diamond division. Huge. And I think we know we're all Quito, aren't we? Is what the motto of this this season.
Quito needs
regardless of who you support, everyone's going to be a Quito supporter.
Indeed. So, any predictions? Because that's what we usually do at the start of each season.
Probably a Meta Mercenaries win.
Probably it's going to be boring in
style.
Surprising, daring take.
If we're going to be daring, so far the chatter has been about Frag his back 5. Does he break the top 3?
He started well last season, and then I think, did he start well and then fell away a bit and then maybe came back towards the end? But
does his back 5 break the top 3? Does anybody want a back 5 to break the top 3 in Diamond? Is another question.
No. Then we start seeing a lot more 5 backs throughout the pyramid, and we don't want that. We don't want 5 back to become a popular formation. Sorry, Fran, we don't want 5 back to be a popular formation.
It will be good for the wingback market, because everyone keeps dumping them.
Everyone starts buying wingbacks when they see Frad rising up the ranks of Diamond.
But we can maybe
get
talk
them up there in the back 5. Honestly, it could be the surprise season for Frag the back 5 finishing high in Diamond. That would be my hot take. He's a top 3 to finish.
Okay, so let's say what would be our top 3s, and then we can talk about relegation. 3 teams that relegate directly. So what would be your top 3? Then?
I feel like it's hard to go past the top 3 being Meta, Bishone, and OM Legends. They're just 3 really good sides. You've got at least 33%, or probably even about 2 out of those 3 teams are going to be in the top 3.
Yeah. So also the way, like Jimbo, you can see in our lovely document. Maybe you can put it up a screenshot. But
I'll put it up.
This,
can see it.
Yeah, this is ranked from the most earning to least earning teams. So in total, so it kind of says who's been earning the most in Diamond. So you have the top 3, what you just said: Meta, Mercenaries, Bishone, Milano, OM Legends. the kind of, maybe I don't know if it's surprising, but then BFC Barcelona, Tango, Dio, Naples, Goldfellas, Roma, and then kind of the newly promoted teams. So Atletico Ciudad, Mexico, Samba, 3X, Atletico Luchadores. So yeah, that traditional, let's say top three. It's also very clear from the earnings. Meta, Bistione, Own Legends. But Tagerd, that you say maybe Fraj can be in there with Roma. You say you think like maybe top three could be.
Yeah, I'm gonna just for fun be boring with number one Meta Mercenaries. Give me Dio and Amsterdam Lions at 2, and Frag and Roma at 3. Let's shake it up a bit.
That's pretty surprising.
His yearly £5, predict bet on the league. That I like that. That's big.
Well, it's great now that we maybe with we did the prediction again. We did the Diamond League prediction.
Oh,
MFL Leagues.
MFL Leagues guy. He's doing it again this season.
Yeah, like he should also, apart from the results, also have like the ranking, and then who can get the ranking totally right. That would be cool. If it's you can predict it.
Get it sorted.
Okay, so Tagerd says Meta, Dio, the Lions, and Fraj, right?
Yeah.
Daring, Jimbo, any top 3 surprises?
Do you know what? I'm going to go for 2 out of the 3 I just mentioned. I'm going to go for Meta. I'm then going to go for. Let's go Scrub. I feel like I'm just repeating my last season prediction, and then I said BFC Barcelona to come 3rd. I feel like I'm just rinsing that prediction again, and I'm going to still go with it. I'm going to go Meta Mercenaries, Pashoni Milano, and BFC Barcelona. So sellers, please, I beg, please come top 3, fella.
The good thing is that it's now way more competitive. So also you can lose way more points. You don't have those 3 points anymore.
Yeah, the free 12 points.
The free 12 points. That's very good. So it will be very close, I think, behind Meta, because I think Rodin's. I don't think the engine changed too much to really have so much differences. So I would also say Meta first. I'll do surprising. I'll say Barcelona 2nd and Tango 3rd. I think Big Wilbert. Besides Big Wilbert, they are, really passionate.
I think.
And on top of it.
Go on.
What?
Go on. No, I was going to say Big Wilbert's Tango is like Crystal Palace. It always just come mid-table every season. Like they tease it a little bit, and then it's. I think for the last 4 seasons, come like 7th.
Yeah, I think now.
But at the same time, then he ends up popping up in the top 3 and like making a run in the Titans Cup one season. So this could be the year there.
Yeah, and he's got some really good players, to be fair to him.
And he's number 5 in the overall most earned. So that also shows that he's usually overperforming with more top half.
Is that just within Diamond, or is that within?
Yeah, this is Diamond total.
Yeah.
This is Diamond
total. That makes complete sense because the bloke's got so many players and clubs.
Yeah, it's not Big Wilbert. It's just those clubs. It's those clubs who earned the most. Okay, then the relegation. 3. Who's gonna relegate?
Oh,
Naples are really the Houdinis. They keep escaping.
Well,
can they keep escaping? Can Hertha keep escaping? That is the question.
Well, with some recent acquisitions from Hertha, we never know what the season will be like, or if he will even stay during the season, knowing him. But I feel like maybe Samba. Oh God, Samba, Ciudad de Mexico. I mean, the fortune.
No trust in Eric.
Huh?
No trust in Eric.
I think he was he near. He was there or thereabouts last year, wasn't he? But then it's so tough to see with no Diamond Heist teams. It's kind of difficult now because you could almost say, oh, you got a couple of bankers. But I'm interested what Fortune Agency, what Ron John does, because he's got a little 3-way job with him, Trust, and Big Wilb. So I think him and Trust have been wanting to sort of do a piece together with the club for quite a while now, and they're sort of getting round to it now. And obviously that's an old Big Wilbert side, that license. And now I was looking earlier at the Big Wilbert has like 20% on it. Trust is the same, and then Ron John. They've sort of got a 3-way split between the 3 of them. So they've got some decent players on there, but there'll be Ron John's first time managing a diamond license, I believe. Will there be a little bit of nerves, a little bit of bit shaky, bit nerves. So no, I can only really predict 2 of them: Samba and Atletico Ciudad de Mexico, and I think the third one's anyone's game really.
Okay, Tagerd, any guess? Which 3 go down? For
I
sure?
mean, I'm gonna be the boring safe bet, and Ron John's do the Diamond League. So sorry, I'll put him down as a relegation. And then part of me wants to say again, Ciudad de Mexico and Naples would be the other 2. But then I also kind of feel like just throwing a curveball out there, and BFC's already gone down once. Sorry, Wilbert. I'm going to say it's Luchadores with Ron John. We'll keep Ciudad de Mexico up. We'll say Naples down and Tango as a shock relegation.
That's a big shock. So
I'm
both
just
big
going hot takes
Wilberts.
today.
Both big
I'm just going wild.
Okay.
You've got Calva predicting Big Wilbur in the top 3, and then you've got Tagerd saying, "No, he's a for sure downer. He's a for sure downer." No, this screams like a middle position. I've been saying it. One you reckon he'll go down, one you reckon he'll be in top 3. Therefore, he will be slap bang in the middle, like he always does.
But interesting. Let's see. I think Naples also goes down because I think he cannot keep escaping. Plus Hertha with he's kind of the whole time. Then he's passionate again about MFL, and then he's gonna sell everything. Like at one moment, that's gonna break you up. I think if you don't take it too serious.
He drops a few bags on a play.
So Naples, I think Naples goes down. I think 3x also. I trust Luchadores and Ron John. Also Tafani, great striker. I had him with Magos, so he'll save them, being a class striker.
The Albanian striker, yeah.
And Samba, I think Eric, he learned his lesson well from relegation. He already is creating great visuals, so he's very hyped about being back in Diamond. So I would say Samba, Naples, and 3x are going down. But let's see. And hopefully MFL Leagues will have a big prediction game with this included. That would be really cool to predict the full end, get of the table, how it ends in the end. Okay, market moves. Let's move on. My relatively new manager of the week is again a content creator. I thought it's great to shout them out, and then hopefully
enough of the content creators already.
No, I think it's great.
Content creator bias, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's good that we know guys follow these dudes, kind of push them to do more MFL content, and I always pick the ones who are like, kind of they joined a little bit, but not fully. So this is putting pressure on them, and we can tag them and follow them, and they can see MFL is growing. So who is this content creator this week? This Chuboi. He's an EA FC creator based in Toronto, Canada. More than 200,000 followers on Twitter, so that's a great following. He has a Spark team from his hometown, from Toronto, which is great, and a Flint team from Ecuador, so he also appreciates Ecuador. He already competed in Season 6, won some trophies, so it's not totally new, but it's great to have more EAFC content creators. And it shows that we're really growing and that people are getting more interested in MFL.
Just a bit on there. I think I remember when I used to play FIFA between FIFA 12, FIFA 15, FIFA 11, FIFA 15. Chuboi used to work for FIFA, so I think people like Josh or Nep will know that name well, and people who associate with FIFA will know that name well. That came from my field on Saturday. I was like, I recognise that name. I played FIFA 10 years ago. I used to work for EA Sports, so that's quite a big one. So I'm sure people like Josh and Nep who do all that FIFA stuff and will know him much better. And probably Net's already had a word with him with a few things, I imagine anyway. But great to see people of that caliber mentioning MFL.
Yeah, you see the network effect, right? So if you've got a couple of pioneers kind of work space in the FM community, Nep in the EA FC community. The Sorare community, of course, I think we got most guys on board already, so it's good to keep growing like that. Okay, little game for you too. Guess the price. We also did it in Paris, Jimbo, so you're well versed in this.
Yeah,
so AK47, great name. He bought a 74 rated right back, 16 years old. Guess the price. How much did he pay?
210.
You said
How much
210?
is-
Okay. Jimbo?
Do you know what? There have been some crazy prices for players over the last weeks. Maybe it feels like months. We should be saying this. I'm going to guess $250,000. I'm going to guess 250.
250. So there 210, you 250. It was 215. So almost right on. There. Oh yeah, you win. You win. Great job. Maybe we can do Jimbo. Did you see the other price already or not?
The other price? No,
No,
I've
don't
not.
don't look. Oh, you saw it? No.
I don't know what I've seen.
Okay,
yeah, go on,
good.
carry on.
Okay, so we can do one more because Krab he sold Hartmut Voigt, nice German guy. His primary position is left winger. He's also left mid and a striker. He's an 84 as a left winger, but an 86 as a striker. He's 25 years old. He already progressed +9, and he was bought by Emmat.
Was this $1,000 player?
Well, you can guess. Maybe you saw it, but it's also funny. He was valued around 250 on player info. So people, if you really still use player info for exact valuations, maybe don't. But Tagger, what you said, you know the price.
Was this the rare that went for like 1,000 or 1,100 or whatever that was?
Yeah.
Pick a number, fella. Pick a number.
1,000.
Nice. I'll go 1,001 then.
Yeah, it was 1-1. 1,001.
I'm just going to play the game here.
It's a pretty crazy price. I mean, he is an amazing striker, 90-70 shooting, 91 pace.
Oh, I didn't look into how much progression did he have?
Yeah, +9. Like he started at 75 and he's now 84. But yeah, that's
how many seasons?
Ooh, already a couple, like 5-6 or something. Definitely 5-6. So, but he's like 25 years old. So, would he keep progressing like that? That's base. He's also Tagerd, 84 as a left winger. I know as a striker he's 86, but that doesn't matter for Tagerd. But 1,100. I think Scrub.
It's over my budget,
that's how
but
we call him. Like, yeah, he did good deal.
Over my budget.
Definitely over our budget. But is it a fair price, or did Scrub, get a bit more?
As long as both parties are happy, it's a fair price. Let's just leave it that simple.
True. But it's an interesting transfer. Then B sellers. Well, I think this is probably related to the splash. But Jimbo, you're gonna say the splash in a minute. But B sellers, I thought it was interesting. He bought a 93 rated right back, also center back, 30 years old, for 950 from Dane. What are your thoughts on that? So spending 950 on a 30-year-old, although he's 93, so it's diamond worthy. So he's quite old, but he's good. Is it worth it? Does it make sense?
I think in the bigger picture that makes sense in about 30 seconds time. I think.
Yeah. I mean that's like splash picture. Okay.
It's perfectly fine.
In isolation,
you do the splash, but then doesn't make sense. Okay, so let's do the splash.
Splash of the week. So now we get some. There we go. That's the reaction I want to see from everyone who comes in when it's splash of the week. Who's seen Ben? A man we've had on this splash of the week quite a while ago. 97 rated, bought by Hertha for $3,000, and you should already know who sold.
Plus. There was another right back that was part of the deal.
Oh, was it? Okay. There we go.
Enlighten us.
Maybe I'll run through the stats and everything like that, and then Tagerd, you can enlighten us with your insider knowledge. Your little Fabrizio Romano piece in here. I'm just being the journal or the news anchor here, reading the news.
Unbiased at all times.
So, who's seen Ben sold for $3,000 plus a little bit more, which Tag I was going to mention about in one quick second. 97 overall, bought by Hertha, sold by Sellers, who we mentioned a quick second ago. 97 overall, 94 pace, 42 shooting for those who care. 96 passing, 95 dribbling, 99 defending, and 94 physical. Right back Moroccan, 27 years old, sorry. He is the joint highest rated player in the game. He is along with Correa, who's a left back, which Big Wilbur owns. He is the joint highest rated fullback in the game as well. And he was previously, I'm trying to think, because I have up here how much he was previously. I think he was previously picked up for
3,500.
Oh yeah, sorry, 3,500 picked up for, and then sold for 3,000 now. But Tagerd, you're going to tell us a bit more about that.
So yes, the deal was 3,000 plus 27-year-old 90 overall right back Celestino Acosta. So B Sellers sells Ben and acquires another right back as a replacement as part of the deal to get it over the line.
B Sellers like basically, I've not lost money on this purchase or not lost money on Ben Hussein. Basically, is what I think he said, or broke even or something like that.
And part of Sellers' thought process is he's managing BFC Barcelona. He doesn't weaken the team too much, so
yeah,
gets rid of their starting right back. Here's another one that could come in and fill in.
Yeah.
So what about this transfer then? This 30-year-old, 93 rated, spending 950 on let's say he announces retirement next season. That's 4 seasons for $250 per season.
If he announces his retirement next season, that's a terrible purchase. Let's be honest, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah. But it's like in general spending so much on a 30-year-old. That feels already, Can you better loan in?
It is a good player, and if I'm correct, it's another Barcelona player. I'm double checking right now. Yeah, staying on Barcelona. So when you're in a win now mindset, which I can confirm Sellers wants to win now, he'll take the cash receiving from Ben to make sure Barcelona doesn't get weaker. But Jara as a right back, center back, 94 pace, 88 dribbling, 89 passing, 99 defense, 81 physical, 80 shooting. He's just a unit of a player.
Yeah, he's really good.
Like the right back I got, I just want a tall centre back who's really good defending, really good pace. I think that just feels like if you can get defenders who are really tall, obviously minimum height is minimal impact, but you can get defenders who are really tall, really great defense, and really great pace. And usually those three ticks all the boxes, then you've got yourself a really good defender there, basically.
Yeah.
And he can actually shoot.
And it plays another 6 seasons, and okay, whatever.
And because he's a fullback, because he's a fullback, they quite often have high passing stats, like I said, 89 as well. On my lad, the 83 rated, he's got like 85 passing. Because his prime position is a right back, he's got the higher probability of him having a decent passing stat. Because if Jara was a centre back by prime position, I guarantee his passing is probably like 20 less than that. Because that's how like the matrix would work, or how it would be distributed when minted.
Really amazing centre back then with those ball playing plus in corners. If the ball, I don't know, I have a theory that then defenders score more easily from corners, even with like a little bit higher shooting. So if he has 80 shooting, I think he will be very productive.
As long as he doesn't throw up the retirement symbol in 6 weeks' time. Basically.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we're hoping for here.
It's a bit of a gamble, but it's such a guy can make a difference between, ending 6th or ending 4th maybe with some goals, and that is a lot of MFL. So you're also investing for that, of course.
No sacrifice, no victory. Bosh.
Yeah, great splash also, and great replacement from B Sellers. So B Sellers has been busy, and I also realized we made Naples relegate Tagerd with now this 97 dude in the defense, but that's okay.
Find out. Whatever.
Yeah, we'll find out. He can still relegate. Then IRL MFL.
Be wrong. One of us could be right. Me. I mean, we'll find out.
We'll see. So IRL MFL. Any MLS moments, Tagerd, that you're following?
Actually, I've not caught any MLS the past week or so. It's been summer weekends with the family. Been busy, so morning EPL in the mornings for me are a lot easier. Wake up, have some coffee. But
not long to go now. Not long to go now, mate. Not long to go now.
Not too much longer.
So no MLS observations, but any
No
other
MLS
football
observations.
ones? Or Man U? Talk more about hope for Man U.
Do we
This
want
is
to
a
talk about
therapy
Man U?
class now. Let's
Okay,
not make
Jimbo,
it talk about Man U.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like Rashford's going to Barcelona. Rashford
That's a
should have probably
wild
been out
transfer.
too.
I don't know. Without any context, I'm like, what? Rashford going to Barca?
Look, he probably should have been out 2 years ago. It looks like he's finally out, getting some wages off. Can't sell anybody. Minimal for Manchester United budget to bring players in. They still need to fill like 3, 4, 5, 6 positions.
Tough.
We'll see.
See how they go.
We'll see. Okay, I'll share one moment, and then Jimbo, I'll let you go. So, Erik ten Hag, speaking about Man U, your beloved ex-manager, he's now coaching Leverkusen in Bayer Leverkusen in Germany, and they played a friendly against Flamengo under 20, and they lost 5-1. So that's quite painful. Then, speaking about Palmer, he was like, "I never play friendlies. Friendlies don't matter. Do they matter?" So Erik ten Hag also says, "I'm not worried. It's just a friendly." But guys, our friendly is important. And would you worry if you lose 5-1 against the youth team of Flamengo? Like, is there a reason to panic then?
No, I don't think there's reason to panic. If I was a fan, I'd probably be like pissed off for about 5 minutes. Maybe the 90 minutes I'd be angry for. Then I'd slowly go, you know what? It's the first preseason game. They've not played any football as a collective for 2 months. I wouldn't really. If you matter about friendlies in that sense, I think it's utter woke nonsense if you do. Different for MFL, but I think in this situation, if I was a Leverkusen fan, I'd feel quite comfortable still.
Yeah, it's early, right?
If they weren't already panicking, just changing from like manager philosophies, this shouldn't change anything because it's you have to think that this season for Leverkusen is going to be up and down, early struggles. I mean, and then again, I thought that was going to happen with Slot and Liverpool last year, and then they just stayed healthy. But usually when you switch managers especially when you're going to different philosophies in the game, you're going to have some adjustment struggles. 5-1 loss to a U20 side, though, is pretty brutal.
Yeah, stuff like
that. And carrying over from how he finished at Man United, not being able to score anything, you're probably going to have some fans really questioning more.
Yeah. If Ten Hag messes this up, it's going to be really bad for him, I think, his reputation. He should really go.
Well, my problem is, I always said Ten Hag, he's going to leave Man United, go someplace else, and have a team competing in Europe and do perfectly fine. I'm holding that right now.
Usually this happens, like Anthony to Betis does well again, released from the pressure. But we'll see.
We'll see.
Jimbo, any moment, any?
No, nothing much from even like Norwich's side. Although Tagerd, we'll talk about Sargent quickly. He looks like he might be on the way to Wolfsburg for about 20 odd million or so.
It's all like 28 or something like that.
What currency are you talking in there?
That's why I can't remember if it was 20 million pounds, euros, dollars. It gets shown every which way. It's 20 something.
I think it'll probably be about 20 to 21 million euros, pounds. It'll probably be about 17, 18 bids and then plus add-ons. But I think we've got Burnley and Wolfsburg contesting him at the moment. So he'll move. There's like a 5% chance he stays at Norwich. When you've got two clubs after a player, very rarely does that player ever stay at the club they're currently at. So we'll see. He needs to go somewhere else. I don't think the Prem is set up for him, but I think going back to the Bundesliga game we were previously at with Braben will probably work out for him.
I've seen a lot more Wolfsburg the past few days or so it seems like that's the direction.
I was listening to some Norwich stuff on driving back to mine before this earlier, and they were saying that in Germany the journalists are basically saying it's very much a done deal, but the Norwich side they're saying there's not even a club to club agreement yet. The players and the player might have agreed with both clubs, but there's not a club-to-club agreement put in place yet. So we'll see. But then, it's 3 weeks until the new season starts. So that's what I'm buzzing for. 3 weeks until Norwich.
And then I'm seeing the rumors that Jimbo's second favorite team, Wrexham, is beating Norwich out for a player.
Yeah, no chance. I think I'm going for a player. Who they after?
Who was it?
I mean, unless he's a young lad, then might be a bit miffed off. But he's an old bloke. I know that we've got quite a thing for buying the younger players at the moment.
Windass.
Oh, Josh Windass. Yeah, I think we were trying to get him on a free. I saw someone today say, they could have Josh Windass for all I care about.
I think he was a free agent, but it sounded like Wrexham's getting to terms with him instead of Norwich.
If you're a free agent, you'd probably go to Wrexham you'd go over to Wrexham rather than any other team in the division, probably. Just for it being Wrexham. I think I'm going to go to the away game at Wrexham. I think it's January 2026. Going to try and go. So, rest in peace me if we lose that game. I'm going to get absolutely slandered.
Who knows? Maybe you'll run into McElhenney or somebody else and just slide him a little MFL info.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Maybe.
I think when either Wrexham come to our ground, they want it to be, Ryan Reynolds and then Hugh Jackman, and from the Norwich side to have this sort of, whatever meet up, or that's what the hype will be in the build up towards that game. It'll be Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds and all that sort of superhero stuff. But yeah, 3 weeks till the season kicks off, so that's my IRL MFL.
Great. Then final thing, we've been talking already 50 minutes, but let's.
Yeah,
we're getting there. We're getting there. Do you want to endorse another beer, Tagerd, or you feel like I'll there's a beer. That's a nice
Anti-hero
IPA. That looks very
Revolution. Anti-hero IPA. There you go.
Because you've already suggested one, I think the best we could do is give an honorary mention.
This is a good honorary mention.
I think we're going to have to be strict and say we know you have to either honorary mention or endorse. We can't have you in the top 3 because you already suggested one that's been yoinked.
Whoever's number 2, I'm going to endorse number 2. We'll just do it blind.
That's Kev's Ignusa. He'll be happy with that. There you go. +1. Little LinkedIn endorsement. I endorse this drink. 10 out of 10.
That means it's going to be taken off next week. Got it.
Let's see. Yeah, so our top 3 is now Pacifico. Laird put it in there. Ignusa, Kev, and now endorsed by Tagerd, and Via Roma, JoshXLS put it in there.
Extra large.
So, time to talk about Season 7 properly. And I thought let's first talk about the new stuff, then in general, like about competitions, markets, new users, etc. Then maybe a little preparation in general and how we are preparing. And we'll end with the question from our last guest, of course. So let's talk about the new stuff. First, Tagger, what are all your thoughts about the new era announcement, logo, UI, photorealistic players? What do you think?
Opens up a lot of possibilities. The player images, honestly, I don't care. Outside of like the few players I had very early on, I could not pick out any of my players. I don't look at their images ever. I personally don't care that much. That's just me. But as we saw with we've seen Ben tweet today, there is a lot of possibilities the photorealistic players can bring.
Yeah.
So that's going to be exciting when those start rolling in.
No, I totally agree. I mean, on the AMA on Thursday when I had Matt on, that was an hour after the Christmas market light switch had gone on and everyone's players transitioned over, and I refused to refresh my agency until that stream. So I had my agency hadn't been refreshed, and also I hadn't refreshed Dio's either for Dirk. So we got to see a live reveal of Dirk, and I must say the man knows he's a bloody legendary. He's got long hair now, which is
mullet.
mullet. Yeah, it depends how you which angle you get, but yeah, I think it is a mullet. I thought it'd just be Calva's face superimposed on Dirk. I genuinely thought that might be what they'd do, but they had to be a bit strict with it, and they couldn't have that sense of humor and put Calva's face in there. But I mean, if you look at him, he's got, chin up, shoulders back. He's like, you know what? I am a 94 rated right mid. I know I am. I know I've got 98 physical. He's a big boy. And Calva talking about what they Tagerd talking about what they can do with like those images and the things they can do with them. I jokingly said in that AMA that maybe we'll have to bring in Dirk into the podcast. We'll have to do some sort of AI interview with him. And then Luca produced an image of basically Dirk sat down at a desk with a microphone in front of him and the WenDirk logo behind him. And I was like, what? This is mad. But it's no different to how he is in the card. It's just like a spitting image of him. They're giving him a ring on his finger. I was just like, oh, he's a Tagerd man, is he? Is he a little bit of a oh, I can't say that on pod. But anyway, but yeah, I think the possibilities with the photorealistic stuff is really, really, really exciting, and I think it's a really strong foundation for what could be on top of it. I think that's probably a good way to sum up how that the reaction.
What did you guys think of the general reception and the chat?
Apparently, people don't like half a minute's worth of content creators being in a video. Apparently, that doesn't represent the community quite well.
What about the content creators?
We don't want to see them. We want to see them.
No, who wants to see Splash of the Week or chat going wow? But
Win internationals.
No, win internationals. Yeah. One thing I need to ask both of you. Do either of you know what organic angles are?
Organic angles.
Yeah.
I can.
Well,
I can imagine the angle, there's different positions the players have. Like some are a bit more front facing, on a bit like that, or.
Well, so on the stream
Not
on Monday,
right angles. That's all I know. If it's a right angle, that's inorganic, man-made.
You're not wrong. So basically, on the street on Monday when they announced it, I did like a stream afterwards where we read through the art, we read through the medium, which is great for people who don't read the article for me to sit back and read it for them basically, and so I can digest it for them. We went through the video and we gave our thoughts, etc. And we were watching. Actually, if you on the medium article, there's an image and it shows you sort of the logo and a little bit of annotations on it, and it goes I think it's on the L of MFL. It says organic angles. So what the hell is an organic angle? So I posed a question to Matt on Thursday. I went, Matt, do you know what organic angle is? And he just sort of went so I don't I think, and then I think it was Big Mr. K, Big Mark, he came and Googled what organic angle is and posted it in the chat. So I learned a new I added an additional couple of words into my vocabulary this week, and it was what organic angles are. But I still can't tell you what they. I know I can't tell you. I just know the words. I'd never use organic angles in a sentence before, but now I can.
I just Googled what is an organic angle, and Google's AI overview says, in organic chemistry, an organic angle typically refers to the bond angle or the angle between two bonds connected to the same atom. These angles are crucial for understanding the shape and properties of organic molecules. I don't think that's what it is.
Well,
no.
It's probably from Paper Crowns, the company they hired.
Oh,
it's just part of their vocab, their lingo, right, about designing. So probably the angle of the UI.
If you look on the top of the L, on the right-hand side of the top, it bends a bit. Nice little curvature. And they've gone organic angles. And I've gone, what the fuck's an organic angle? When I've read it, but I don't know. Sorry, way off tangent, but I thought that was quite funny to point out. Organic angles.
Okay, but then in that stream, I was
flowing asymmetrical.
Oh, there we go.
But you think the reception was great and people are hyped and we're all like fully embracing this now? I didn't hear anyone kind of leaving over this or being less excited, right?
I think some people worry that what the announcement was like. I had people say to me, shall I sell all my players because of this announcement or before the announcement drops? And I was like, no, this is, without spoiling it, like this is going to be something that changes your whole strategy of playing MFL, unless your strategy is to purchase a particular style of cartoon, then maybe you might want to address that strategy, but no.
Yeah, I heard the whole lot of maybe overhyped. Some people disappointed that the new images had absolutely zero relation to the previous. Because some people were attached to their previous images, or they have the theme teams, the Man Bun United, the All Mohawks.
Yeah.
That's kind of blown up now. But yeah, it's one of those where you hear the overhype, the upset that not any relation to previous images, but I think more about the hype is the potential of this change and the fact that the team built their own AI to create these images.
Nodes? How many nodes?
400 nodes.
Yes, baby, 400 nodes.
But I mean,
so many nodes.
That's impressive. They can add to it. They can customize it as they see fit. They can produce exactly what they want to produce. That's great.
Yeah.
Going forward, it opens up so many possibilities. Interviewing Dirk upon his retirement. There you go. You're going to do that.
Yeah. No, exactly. I think it feels first a bit overhyped, and it was like, yeah, you've been hyping the secret project and photorealistic players for so long that then saying this is the main announcement, that's what everyone was kind of, okay, this is the main thing. But
honestly,
no one read the proper Medium article and the proper announcement with the vision and the possibilities and the new era, what's all like in the new era, right?
And when we're talking secret project, the secret project was photorealistic players. This is so much more than just photorealistic players. Like,
exactly.
The secret project was, hey, we're going to create a new integration of players so that users can more or less communicate and interact with their players and their teams in a greater depth. Yeah, that's a massive secret project. So hats off to the teams for just this technological increase and potential for the future of the game. That's great. If you're just looking at the images, again, I could care less about the images. That's just me.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I totally agree. So it's about the bigger picture, but first I think people were just, if this is everything, then it's not so much. But then they didn't read and they didn't fully grasp the massive new era it is.
How do you like the new player cards with the stats on the front?
No, yeah, it's.
I'm still getting used to it.
Exactly, you need to get used to it a little bit, but they look very cool. I had a couple of guys that look a bit, it could be a bit odd with the lighting, but I think that's just fine tuning. But in general, they look really good, and you just need to get used to it. Right.
A great game to play on pack drop streams is when those 6 stats appear before the overall. You've got half a second to guess the overall, and that is a great game to play.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Great game because that really tests you on your knowledge of what the percentage matrix is for compiling the overalls. You know, you shout like, "Oh, he's 84 rated," and it's like 77. You'll go, "Oh, I'm well out on my predictions." for quick reactions. But no, that makes it quite fun, especially in the streams. Laird and I were doing that, and I think we got every single one wrong. So
just remember that pace plays no percentage into midfielders.
Yeah, criminal. Well, that that gets brought up every single week on the pod, but let's move on. Criminal.
So about those new features and the new interface, UI, UX. Do we think we'll see that in season 7, or that's more a season 8 thingy?
What the whole UI?
Yeah, like the new app.
That's being done over like weeks and months.
I'm not expecting that this season.
No, I
think
we'll
some more rollout.
We'll see it in drips and drabs. Matt said that sort of 80 to 85%, maybe even 80% of the full website is currently in like mock-up design. Then after that, it has to be all actually coded and tested and then integrated.
It'd be fun to have some generic team jerseys for season 8. But didn't Matt say like the actual like fully customizable, that'll probably be coming later, but maybe some generics first?
Yeah. The custom kit will be great when that.
So that's not.
I think from his conversation, that'll be the one that probably comes first out of anything.
So it's more a season 8 thingy. It's not like season 7 will have like
and beyond.
Yeah,
I can't.
We have the pictures, but not the rest. To have the full overall, full visual changes. Yes. Okay, then the other new thing, new engine. Did you guys test a little bit, or did you see?
I've played a little bit so far.
Any observations?
honestly, seen some other words in the chat. People complain about CDMs and all that, but I
Yeah, I've
haven't
seen that.
noticed that so much. This might be my favorite engine in a long time. We'll see how the season plays out, but so far in the little bit of testing, it seems very responsive to instruction changes and formation changes. So hats off to Quentin for this, but it seems like the issues in the past where it would be, oh, it's just so free kick dominant or so long ball dominant. I can still see those a lot of times in certain situations, but so far it seems like if I change instructions or change a setup or change formation, it's very responsive and you can kind of plug and play and fill the gaps a little bit. I still don't know how to score, but that's a me problem, I think. And that's kind of also why I said my hot take at the beginning of Frags Roma finishing top 3 in Diamond. This season engine seems like it's made for somebody who really kind of is narrowed in.
One thing I've noticed with my results when I've been like running a couple of friendlies where that's just been for fun, just to, you know, playing against a team for X amount of times, actual tactics, I'm not seeing like me winning 4-0 then losing 6-2 the next game. I'm not seeing these massive swings in results for, you know, for playing the same team over and over again. Like I was playing Kev's retro degens and just look at the last, like, you know, 7 results, like 2-all, 2-1, 2-all, 2-0, 3-0, 4-2. There's not this, the V word,
the
massive.
variation,
Maybe they have fine-tuned it, or there are some changes, or maybe it's just that I have been fortunate in the results I'm getting that I've not experienced that variance yet. But it seems like there's not these massive swings in score lines for similarly rated teams, which is quite nice. Which is sort of you come away from those matches and go, I don't know whether to ignore this in how I set up my teams, or is it actually something I should look into why I lost 6-2, like, quite badly. So it's glad to see that, maybe, touch wood, that that big swings in results aren't there.
So you're also positive.
Yeah.
And from the visual thing, so I didn't do proper testing, but I did check out some goals and friendlies and
Unbelievable.
the WenDirk matches, and you do see, I feel like, way more. Well, definitely the curve, the free kicks. I saw a couple of free kicks go in. That shot I posted, the swap, long shot, lovely. So a bit more variation with long shots, with curveball, free kicks. Also the attacking sequences, or how do you say that, like the plays seem a bit different. So it felt a bit more natural, like when watching it, like a bit more like, oh, this seems like how a real football attack like could also play out. So I think in that sense,
was honestly my first reaction to when I started testing the engine. I was like, this looks too real. It's like there's no like random like goalie, why are you coming out over here when the ball is over here, that I've seen at this point. It's like, this looks too real. I want to find something wrong.
And you're adjusting to every single pass not being like a laser focus straight pass that beams towards the intended target. There is a bit of that curved physics in there, which just adds that extra flavor, as we call it. But I think you can see.
Did you guys see Ronan's goal they posted in the engine feedback?
No, I've not.
No, but maybe describe it.
I saw it. I started dying laughing. This was, I don't remember how long ago, but it was one of those like tight angle shots, and with the curved ball physics, it kind of crosses the line, then doesn't go into the back of the goal, it goes out the sideline, but the goal is called. I started dying laughing. I'm like, it doesn't look like it fully breaks the plane, so like that could be a fix. I think someone said they saw in patch notes.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen that. Yeah,
but it was a goal was scored and the ball is going across the sideline. I started dying. Curveballs.
Yeah, it's curved inside and then curved back out, but it doesn't really look like it's gone in, and it's been given as a goal, but it goes out for what you see as a throw in. Basically, you're like, hang on, it looks a bit odd. That looks a bit odd. No,
there's still some hiccups there.
Yeah, but it visually, and I guess even like how actually behind the scenes engine, it seems like there's a bigger step between season 6 and season 7 there was between season 5 and season 6. I think that's maybe quite clear to see, which is quite nice. I'll give more of my opinion on that next week on Wednesday when the first matches start, and I'm watching matches going, why is this keeper running out? And I've experienced them all on stream instead, but I'm excited for this season. For everything that's coming with it. So yeah, engine seems good.
So
until it's not.
Yeah, there's always something to say about the engine. It's never perfect, but we are kind of positive about this. So, but yeah, we'll only know properly when the competition starts and how everything looks. But yeah, I'm also for my first impressions. First impressions are very, very good. Okay, so those are the new things. So did I miss anything else that is new? Well, the Flint is new. So let's maybe first do Flint and then competitions, leagues, etc.
Did
what do
either
you
of
think
you
about
guys
Flint?
pick
How
up
is
a
that going to
Flint
change?
license?
I didn't buy the promo yet. I'm maybe gonna still do it, but I also loaned out all my players, so I have no people to put in there.
I bought the promo to give away in the pack drop stream. There you go. That's why.
Have any of the new Norwich or Ipswich licenses been pulled yet?
We don't care about the other team. That latter in that sentence.
I know you're checking them too.
I'm not. I'm genuinely not. I can tell you I can't tell you how many are in the wallet. I only know there's 3 Norwich Flints and they're still all in the wallet. So they're not being pulled, which is sad. And because there's obviously a rather large division, I might be checking that for a couple of weeks, if not, maybe 6-7 weeks or so, and just see 3. And knowing my luck, there's 100 left. That's a 3% chance that each time one's pulled, it's going to be Norwich or so. But yeah, if a Norwich pops up, I'll probably get it because I like to have a Flint team. It'd be quite nice and fun.
How do you think it's going to change, or how will it impact this season? Will it impact the season? Will it soak up more players, more supply? Will people again try to promote their hometown out of the league as quick as possible?
The
or that
road
was
to
more
glory to season delayed.
Yeah.
So that is a question, because part of the excitement for Spark, and I picked up my hometown in Spark, was people requested these cities, and they went and searched them out that they requested. Obi and Greco with all the Indiana teams. But Flint, they produced more cities, but they didn't have the requests. So is it going to be to the same level of I want to load up my team to get them promoted because it's my hometown, or is it just going to be more, here's my first team or extra team and all that? Of course, there's going to be some people that want promoted right away, but I don't know if it's so much that hometown pride, like get them up as quick as possible.
No, I think it's way more chill. It's it's not at all about the hometowns. They just generate a ton of locations, but not based on request. So that was a big thing with Spark. Like everyone got their hometown license, started stacking it like crazy, and it really made Spark kind of a hostile environment. I also think for new users that they were like, "What the hell is this?" And then I have this 2-3 rare teams, full rare, because they just want to get out of there. And I think Flint is going to be super chill. Yeah, more old common teams, pretty low, like nice to start out in.
I think it becomes interesting for some of the farming teams that are in Spark, which now have fear of relegation to a division where maybe they have to, restructure that squad to be better or more efficient in farming in terms of overrules. Obviously, a lot of people would have really low overrules in Spark, and now if they are to get relegated into Flint, which you'd assume they would do on their first season, but we're gonna have this awkward imbalance where, like last season, Spark was massive before season 6 started, whereas Flint now is still pretty minute. It's kind of it's like a bodybuilder with thin legs. It all just goes and then comes back out again.
I haven't paid attention, but has Trust the Process, MakeThink, and all the big farms been swapping Spark for Flint like they have for the previous division releases?
I didn't see it happening.
I couldn't tell you. No, I don't. I can see if I can have a quick look, but
yeah, I haven't paid attention to that.
Trust's on 76 licenses, and he has.
Because I know in the past it'd been like, oh yeah, if I can pick up this license or just like trade, or it's like I'm going to pick up a Flint and sell the Spark because it is just a farm team of 40s and all that.
He's got 2 Flints, Trust, but he's still got wow, a lot of Spark teams. Holy moly. How many rows is this? Hang on, we've got
But also
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got about 45 Spark teams out of his 76. That's a lot of Spark teams. Man monopolizing Spark division.
Big farm.
Yeah, big farm. Big farmer, as they say in for other reasons.
Big farm. Good hashtag. Big farm.
Big farmer.
But that's also interesting. Yeah, like first about relegation. There's never right now. You don't have to be so afraid of relegation. I think there's not so much Flint to relegate to.
Then also, it's one of those things where the season, if Flint doesn't sell a lot, Spartans probably don't have to worry about being relegated.
No, I don't think so. No.
So you probably have a free season or two to still farm Spark before going down to Flint.
Yeah, we'll see. But I like that it's like kind of a very chill place. A lot of clubs to start out for new users, and a place for commons to get some playing time. So.
I mean, just to add a bit of stats to registrations. I think maybe the time this gets released, registrations will be over, and you probably see your leagues by now. Josh, literally about an hour ago, scraped some data and he put it in the main Discord, and we've got 470 Flint licenses currently signed up. Overall, right now is 4,000. At the time of him scraping this, 5,866, which is 589 more than last season so far, which is nice. So there you go. Ever closer to 6K. Maybe we'll breach 6K for season 7. If not, it'll definitely come in season 8.
I think we can do it. Okay, let's move on to the general expectations. League Cup. Anything to say about that? What do you expect? More kind of will be harder to stay up and like higher overalls again, and more competition than ever.
We'll definitely see a shifting upwards of those lovely crafted charts which Bastis puts on MFL Manager, which I'm not going to say the nickname for them, even though I probably could, but I'd rather not.
Hey, you like looking at me too long. You admit it. You look at me too long.
But it's when the really interesting ones when he puts into like a GIF where it shows each season of transition. You can just see them rising and rising, so you get that slow increase, that strength creep, basically.
Yeah.
So it's you get strength creep across the divisions. I'm sure it'll be prevalent this season again. But obviously, across divisions, you have individual leagues, which some are much weaker and some much stronger. Take the Bronze League. I mean, I firmly think it's probably one of the top 2 strongest in Bronze. And friend of the pod, SUFC Blades, bought a club in there, and he messaged me. He was like, "Oh, I think I've made a mistake. I didn't realize how strong this league was." He's like, I might get relegated now. But then his strength team probably come first in like another Bronze team. But that's where obviously you've got these individual ladders, and strength sort of just stays siloed in these ladders unless there are some edge cases where a team gets chucked out because of dual ownership in a particular league. But I think we'll see strength creep again. I think Iron got pretty tasty last season with strengths, like quite a lot of high-end rares in there. Do we see that maybe trickle down to a little bit of stone this season? Probably.
Yeah, well, you definitely need full rare and iron right now. Full rare, I would say.
Yeah. And, I fully expect strength creep to continue. We're still in those alpha players where they keep progressing, and we got new players coming in. Strength creep's going to happen. So, I mean, I've personally seen it with Parchik Maple. I think I'm biased, but I would say top to bottom, my league is the toughest in gold, and we've been able to survive without really strengthening. But yeah, we were in the relegation playoff last season. Luckily, won that to stay up in gold.
Nice.
But it's like let me look them up really quick. But I think we're about a 960 or so, like starting 11 average for our first team.
Mm.
And then I mean we're scraping to survive relegation with that. And
yeah, I'm like 953 in gold, and also I was projected 12. I added 7 with like kind of some things that went my way, but yeah, around those numbers it's tough. Like 950, 960 is already gold relegation.
Yeah.
In this pre-season, then have you two felt a bit more pressure off maybe in the back of your mind, knowing about strength creep to, if you load in players, for example, to try and bring in 1 or 2 overall more than you would? I know overall's not everything, but decent indication.
Well,
have you felt that pressure, or back of your mind, I need to be stronger than this season or than last season because everyone else probably will be?
Well, I'm definitely before I still had this Virgil Matthews, this Lego. Luckily I got in this giveaway, or what was it? The big
content creator luck again.
Content creator luck.
Legendary player.
But I used
17 years old. Got it.
To illustrate, I first started loading them out to diamond, then to plat, and right now I just use them for my own gold team. So I think that's journey.
You are the strength creeper. You are the strength creeper.
And I'm still like the bottom team.
It is wild when you see these gold teams. Like my gold team was like a lower to mid pack diamond team in so many alpha seasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's like if you want to be like competing in gold to get ahead and try to advance to platinum, it's high 80s, low 90s is the lineup you're running out. And it's one of those where you just have the low end legendaries at 85s, 87s, where it's like, yeah, you're punching up.
Well, the mad one I've got in my league is Profound Soda's FC Cincinnati, which I gave it a bit of smack on the pod because it's the strongest on paper by a long while, and it was like bottom of the league 7-8 games in. It rose all the way to about 4th, and it dropped to 8th. And I checked his squad just now, and
stronger.
The bloke, yeah, it's got stronger. The bloke's top 5 in bronzes, 289s, and 88 and 287s, and I'm like, how the hell do I compete with that? How do I compete with 289s in bronze where my best player is a couple of 84s? And it's when those teams don't perform, which is really frustrating because you hope that when they're that strong, they push out of that league, and you get someone from silver who's not as strong as that, because that 88s and 89s. That's probably surely a team compiled of that is pretty dominant in silver. Now I'm not a silver connoisseur, but 89s are surely enough to get you out of silver, let alone bronze. But I'm not looking forward to that. I hope that if I get them first game of the season where I'm on full strength as well in terms of fitness. But bosh, there we go. Please, Cincinnati, please don't strengthen that lineup anymore.
Strength creep is very real, and it will take some seasons before we see it come down. Probably, right? It's not gonna come down.
The big reset
soonish to have the rares become a rare. That is like that's the goal, right? In the end,
when finally those 900,000 those high-end legendary packs become tasty, useful for the biggest managers to get those 90+ overalls. Speaking of, we saw the first retirement announcements for Ultimate players. Couldn't make me happier, maybe because I don't have any or don't have any of them. But it makes it so real. It's like that high end, they're going to get hit, and it makes those high end packs for redeeming look like, oh yeah, there's definitely going to be a value. You start seeing some of this, like, okay, and then you see Ronan, who's right back, gets hit with it. It's like there's a reason Ronan keeps winning all these leagues. He's out there looking for a new right back already so that he can just keep that high level that he's doing.
Yeah, and we didn't just get one retirement symbol, not 2. We got 3 kicked at us in this rollover day. We got Ronan's right back, who's a 96 rated. We got Obi-Wan's Cam, who's 96 rated, and then Bob Orangefly was hit with his 95 rated centre mid, and he's CM. Sorry, it's a CM, and their ages are 33, 33, and 31. So the 31 one is particularly harsh, considering I think they are all the older cohort of players. But I was actually going to ask you both that question: did either of you get any new retirement symbols thrown up at you on birthdays? On your first, hey, congratulations! Is that a congratulations moment?
I mean, he was a striker. It was the oldest player that I had. My first player that ended up turning 30, but I think he was 26 for the first season. But he was just we kept him just because he was our backup striker for second team. So I was like, oh, I said he's finally tired of the old jokes and said enough is enough and put in a retirement notice. But yeah, I got my first retirement notice. Made me happy.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, I got like 3 more, I think. So, and one is an 82
big agency over
right,
here.
right back, right wing back, right mid. So that's a bit painful. Yeah, like an 82 going. But
I didn't get any. I got one last year, but none this season. And my agency's 95, I think. So I'm like,
how big's your agency, Calva?
300 around that ballpark.
Mine's somewhere around 90.
Wow, yours is quite small as well. Tight ship like me, mate.
Very
yeah. Not a big boy. Not a big boy.
We're little fish in the MFL's terms, aren't we? Yeah. We're little fishies here.
We're just here with the big agency, Calva. Just
will.
Got so many retirements, can't keep them straight.
So, but this is a good. I like we talk about retirement, finding replacements. It is a nice transition to markets. What do we think prices are going to go in season 7, or how will it develop?
Well, we've got the interesting dynamic of are we going to see some? We've seen quantitative easing from the Bank of MFL for season 7 with an increase of 15% in rewards. So will we see? Well, actually, usually that would lead to higher prices for the quantitative easing at that rate with inflation, but maybe we see prices
financial advice
down a bit with not financial advice here. I think the market leading into season 7 I thought was for me, looking at my sort of mid-range 24 to 28-year-old rare players, was like trending downwards. And then I felt like once the switch over to the new players, everyone was like, no, these new players, I'm going to lift their prices by $30 because everyone's got a new design. I'm like, no, that's not how it works, folks. Just because they've got a new look, a new face, doesn't mean you have to increase their prices for me. I think the market's been just quite nice over the last couple of seasons. I don't think it's been bombing
stable,
up.
I would say, no?
Yeah, I think it's been relatively stable. Some people saying it's going too high. I was looking at the data like last week. Everything's sort of, I think uncommons have still been slowly rising, but everything else has sort of just been like plateauing.
I think where it's kind of more shifted has been within the margins, where you see like the center backs where their overall is just completely inflated because they're 94 defense, but then 50s across the board everywhere else. It's like those players are going to be like 80 overall, but they're selling slower than a more balanced center back. So it's looking at more of the full attributes rather than just the selling just the overall and age. Yeah. There's a lot more in the margins. I think it's kind of changing that way.
A bit more smarter money people are. There's not like on scouting that people are not realizing they have, a big talent in their hands, or like in a secondary position much stronger. I think pretty much everyone knows this now, right? So it's way harder to find that, and the prices are a bit more realistic. I think no one likes selling, so it's a bit more stable. And I think
still a big youth premium, and I think that's going to continue.
That's true.
Yeah. We didn't also, it was quite useful pointing out the sort of like the floaty pack pricing, especially from reward packs. I mean, common was always, was last season I think we saw it when Roll of a Day reward store opened around about the 290, leading up to 305. It started out this time at 260. It's now rise to 270. I imagine there'll be people who with big MFL balances who probably hold out for a while to redeem commons and then sell them again. But you're sort of seeing now in that resale value of common reward packs at the beginning of the seasons anyway, each iteration is slightly lower than the previous one, which kind of makes sense because for the last 3 seasons we've seen more rewards being distributed to the player base every season. Obviously with an extra 15%, could that come down a little bit more? But I'm glad they increased rewards, and they sort of looked into that, because you could see for some divisions, but probably all of them, the rewards you were getting didn't really match. If if you're getting promoted, you're like, I need to, promote from bronze. I want to at least be able to get a rare pack. It's like, nope, unless you win the league, you cannot get a rare pack. It's like, oh, that's kind of tough then. You either have to get a rare pack, win the league, or come second or third and get to semi-finals in the cup. Which usually there's got to be something that falls and suffers, unless you just got a really good squad, of course, decent manager, of course. But yeah, it's interesting what this 15% increase does. I probably won't do as much as you think it will. But
yeah, talking about floater resales, it's one of those where the common packs, you think they're going to be bring the highest value, the highest return when there is a larger influx of new users, like we saw with
Spark,
Nep and Laird, and
the Laird Nep boom.
And what was that, season 4 or 5?
Season 4, yeah, because they joined season 4. Laird was like 4.5, I call it, like midway through.
Yeah, so you expect when there's a larger increase in new users, that's where those would be. But historically, and I think it continues, is uncommons generally that step up player uncommons seem like they hold a good amount of value because they're that step up when everybody gets promoted. It's like, oh, I need to improve my players, going after those uncommons. And then rares are the weird ones that it doesn't seem like they have quite the step up. It's like those like 75 to like 78 players. Nobody really like wants that much. Like they don't improve.
It needs to have an 8 in the front, the front digit of their overall, and then they become tasty. But as well, have them, I don't know how many seasons time, 5-6 seasons time, to really start to see the effect of that decrease in percentage distribution of rarity. So then do we see rares become more rare? But if more rewards get distributed and the pack quantities increases for pack drops, do we see rares become more rare? I don't know. We probably still do, but it's that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that's going to stay constant is that top of the pyramid. There's only so many teams, so it's the teams that are up there, the top 3, 4, 5 divisions. When they have to replace players, that's when you'll start seeing those rare and legendaries quite possibly jumping up in value on the marketplace, just because they're going to be needed for the teams that want to stay up there.
Yeah, that's one of the most things I look the most forward to, is this. When those people start retiring, you'll see some kind of domino effect that, like, Ronan needs a new right back, he's going to spend money, and then it's going to be everyone needs it, right? Yeah,
the managers that are the most prepared, whether planning to bring in replacements, the Wilberts that have a lot of clubs at different divisions where you could just move somebody up or down. We're going to start seeing like the managers who just, I built this team and I'm going to ride it for as long as it is, and then they fall off, or I'm here for the long haul and I've planned for it, whether it's swapping players, willing to spend more, or just they have the depth of agency to fill the gaps.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting. But that's, a couple seasons down the road, probably, to have really that effect starting to take place.
Yeah, I would expect after season 10 or so, we start really seeing it.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, I just quickly updated my little marketplace dashboard, and for uncommon and rare players between the age of 22 and 26, the last 3 weeks they've sort of just like been trending slightly downwards in the last couple weeks in terms of price. It's negligible amount. We're talking $38 to $32, which actually is kind of sizable difference. What's that, like 15-20% or so? And then rares $120 to $100. But then when you look at the bigger picture, you're like, compared to season 1, everything's a lot higher up still. But last couple of weeks, I think I've noticed that things have come down. We've had more. In essence, we've had a lot more supply into the ecosystem over the last week, so it's natural.
Yeah. Well, let's speak about demand then. Will there be a lot of people joining with a new push network effect?
So I think
soaking up some supply, right? Yeah.
We might mention this in DMs, Tagger. We were saying that like the participation for Redemption Cup 2 was like wildly large larger than expected compared to the first iteration. You're like, where? But it doesn't feel like there had been that influx of users. But is that a really healthy side in that, are you correlating, just say like Discord activity with the amount of new users? Because people who, don't interact with Discord just go straight into the game. And if that's the case, that's really a healthy position for MFL to be in, because it shows that you don't have to, we've got people joining who are outside of, the Discord remit.
And talking about new users, I was checking CryptoSlam earlier, and on the 14th, so for the big announcement, there were fewer than 3,000 club owners. As of right now on MFL Assistant, is showing over 3,100. So you're looking at a growth of over, in the past week, over 100 new club owners. That's not new clubs purchased, that's new accounts
wallets
with clubs.
Yeah.
In a week. So it's one of those where it's if we're thinking about the boom of like after Knapp and Laird and all of them a few seasons ago coming in, maybe we don't see that again, but 100 users in a week compared to what it was historically is still a good amount of growth. So it's not like the growth is slowing down at all.
Yeah. I mean, like we've seen the last couple of seasons, during the season, growth is not as steep. And then during the off season, just lead up, it really flies up. That could be in part the last couple of seasons. We've seen the introduction of Flint and Spark, which is a new shiny thing within the game for people to jump at the promo at. But I think we'll probably see that trend continue, sort of, plateau a bit during the season, but spark at the end of season 7 towards season 8. But I've been really impressed with the growth recently, and I think Matt was like, we're still not going to chuck resources and money aplenty at just trying to artificially, organic growth, organic angles. Maybe we should have read that one from the start. But I think, I'm guessing they've contacted other creators, seen quite a few other ones like Safi and Kempi, mentioned them last week, Calva, Chuboi as well. There's clearly, maybe they're sort of targeting some of the bigger creators to try and keep that momentum. I think that's a really important word to use.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good momentum builder.
And keep it organic and not too fast, and you need not throw too much money at it. Just organic growth. We keep growing at a good pace, I think, and it's quite a big retention. So it's good. And yeah, it kind of soaks up the supply a little bit. Market keeps stable. So I think that's a great situation to be in. And we take it from here. I think it's everything looks good. Finally, but about our preparation, if we did something else or changed, well, Jimbo, you said you are now more flexible with your formations. So that's the thing you did.
I was a bit last year as well, but last season because season 5, my 3-back got sliced in half. It felt like I was running a 1.5 back for most of my games, so I had to switch to a 4-back, and I just kept the 4-back throughout season 6. But I saw some people performing quite well against me with 3-5-2-Bs, and I went, I don't need much of an invitation to go back to 3-5-2-B again. So I thought, hello, sweetheart, let's come back to 3-5-2-B. So I'm going to rock that for season 7, or am I, for those in my league? And but I need that flexibility to still go back to a 4-back in case things do go tits up again. But the expectation for this season is, as Tagerd said earlier, trophies. Nothing less.
Nothing less.
Plenty more, but trophies.
Yes. Tagerd, did you do something else to prepare or same?
Not really. I mean, before last season, going into the off season and start last season, I was both getting ready and then on vacation, so I did 0 testing. So I was figuring out on the fly. It's more or less, I've done more testing, trying to figure things out. So hopefully I'm a little bit better prepared. For Park Street, it's trying to survive, keeping the flexibility. I can rotate through a number of formations. My Iron team, I'm in the 2nd season of strengthening it, trying to push for promotion in bronze. So I brought in the striker for the season I wanted, brought in a new goalkeeper. So Hopefully that happens. And then it's just going to turn in. If I can stay in bronze, I can stay in bronze. But I'm not going to really add up after that. It might just be one season up and back down. But I made it up. I wanted to see if I could build a roster to get up there. So other than that, it's just kind of same old.
Yeah.
Sell a few players, bring in a few players.
Yeah, trust the process.
Trophies. Trophies, surely.
Let's bring in trophies, even if it's another playmaker. Let's bring in a trophy.
No, trophies, regardless if it's club or player. We're bringing in trophies. That should be everyone's
trophies. Calva, I better just hear trophies. That's the word. Trophies.
The next word that comes out of your mouth better be trophies.
Well, of course, I'm going for trophies. But
we'll stack trophies.
Well, actually, one thing I did is my process has been to kind of slim down the amount of clubs. So now I went from 5 to 4. Unfortunately, Black Sea FC was sold to. So Arango's home base is no more, but the new owner has not rebranded it. Great, and I've been in touch with him to try to help him get enough guys for bronze. Part of the deal was even giving him 5 guys at 0% to kind of have a head start for his bronze campaign. But yeah, this allowed me to kind of make the other team stronger and to be ready for the strength creep when it hits. And now I have the perfect situation. I have a gold club, silver, bronze, iron. Very straightforward, kind of clear organization that I can move up and
organic organization, maybe we call it.
What?
Just chuck organic in front of it. Just chuck
very organic
organization.
Organic growth all the way throughout.
Yeah, I think we just chuck the word organic in front of it.
A lot of trophies.
Organic trophies.
Organic trophies. Is this going to be the hashtag organic trophies?
I thought
hashtag organic trophies.
They're going to be so confused, the people. But yeah, I barely had time to prepare. I play any friendlies. I'm just going to stick to the same plan, which is just one formation, very lean squads, totally. Yeah.
So what tactics are you using? I mean,
tactic, I'm not gonna say, but there's just one formation. So if you see my friendlies, that's the formation. So
whatever helps Dempsey's progression.
Yeah. I have no, I have no like kind of other possibilities. So let's see. Okay, Tagerd.
Well, you're down to 4 clubs, but you still have 300 players.
Yeah, because my new philosophy.
Yeah, and he plays lean squads as well.
You just don't want a lead agency.
If I have, my own teams, they play like, let's say, at an average of 5-6%. Plus, you're dependent on how well you do, like your performances. And now I loan out a lot of guys for 8%. Plus, I spread the chance of having a great cup rounds, having cup finals, having more development, having more MFL. And actually, my MFL income went up by like, I don't know, 60K compared to last season more. So it's a nice increase. So
that would be a follow-up question. Is part of your strategy to have a larger agency to loan out players to bring in more MFL, or is it just a byproduct of you downsizing clubs, you haven't downsized players as quickly?
Exactly, it's more a byproduct. It's more like part of the process. And also just thinking, you could earn more probably by loading it out and spreading the chances and being dependent on loads of other managers than your own, failing by yourself in iron and not getting a lot of MFL.
Do you have plans to sell some of your excess players, maybe to improve the teams that you have left, or is it just let's bring in the MFL for as long as you can?
I need to start doing it to again be more ready for strength creep. I think the strength creep, and then that budget needs to be invested to stay in gold. Because as gold is like hard. Yeah.
I experienced this Calva loaning out players firsthand, where Calva, your goalkeeper, Silva, I just sent in a cheeky like 4%, just bring him back again on 4%. I just looked one morning and Sin had gone to another bronze team for 5%. And I thought, there's no communication there. For my part, and obviously in his part as well, I felt criminally hard done by. And I even looked at the squad which this bronze player went to, and it is, statistically quite a bit worse than mine. So I'm thinking, Calvin, you may have missed a bit of MFL there.
Maybe I made a mistake.
He performed drastically.
I had, in my defense...
Is it a team in the same league? Is it a team in the same league?
No.
Okay.
No. But,
because if it was in the same league, I'd say maybe that was intentional, and he got
relegation playoffs last year. Yeah.
Well, this is part of the strategy. Well, it's just like sometimes you get unlucky. And
He needs the extra percentage. Rinse.
and
Get that flannel and rinse it hard.
Exactly.
Calva, don't you know Jimbo's going for trophies this year?
Yeah.
That comes with the MFL. Trophies.
Not trophies. If I win a cup or a league, guess what? Money. Trophies equals MFL.
I do admit maybe it wasn't the smartest, but I had with 300 players, you cannot look at all clubs. You know.
So what you're saying is you have too many players.
That sounds like a new problem.
Yeah.
You have too many players. That's all it is. That's all I'm hearing.
Tagerd,
He's like, stop this abuse. Stop this abuse.
The main teacher is back. So we have one final thing before the bell rings, which is the question from Josh. I'm paraphrasing now. He asked, how far up the league pyramid can you buy your way? Is there a ceiling where money stops working? So let's say right now you come in with a unlimited budget. Some Qatari, Saudi sheikh gave you unlimited funds, MFL funds. How far can you go, you think?
I will say you can buy your way into gold. Get about 75% or so buying your way into platinum. But that's about as high as you can buy your way into. From there, you need to really get into diamond on your own. Unless you just go buy the diamond club yourself, then you obviously buy your way in. But you can buy your way into gold, and you can get most of the way into platinum just by buying stronger players.
Okay. Yeah, I think I agree. Jimbo, you agree?
I can't really comment much on platinum because probably the division I actually look at the least. In complete honesty, but I'd probably agree with the gold point. I can't comment on the platinum one. I'd say silver you could definitely buy your way into it quite easily and push out of there. I think gold is probably
diamond is impossible. I think that's true.
Yeah, the only way you're buying your way into diamond is if you buy a diamond license.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, if you unlimited money, but like with a realistic budget, like where can you buy your way? That's probably indeed that's gold. Unless you have 1 million, then okay, but that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, realistic is relative, obviously, but I mean, if somebody's just coming in, you could probably still buy your way up stone.
Yeah.
Stone pretty easily without having to go drop a lot of money on players.
Yeah.
Iron's going to be where it starts getting a little bit more expensive, and then buying into bronze even a little bit more. So I'd say stone for like a everyday player kind of come in not with a huge outrageous budget. Could probably spend to get themselves into stone and then work their way into iron, and then probably that's where they start running into the oh god, I have to really spend some more money to strengthen my team to get into bronze.
Yeah.
Indeed. Okay, any question for next guest? Did you think of something? Or
how much would you pay Calva to shave his head?
Let's see. I might take it. Take the money.
How much would you be willing to pay Calva to shave his head?
Okay.
That's the question for the next guest.
$50. 50p.
Not how much Calva would take, but how much they'd be willing to pay Calva.
Yeah, I can think about how much would I take.
That's not the question. That's how much would they be willing to pay you?
Yeah. How much would you?
Your head is getting shaved regardless, but it just depends how much is that person really. How much entertainment value will they receive?
Like, what would be your bid in an auction of like shaving?
Maybe we'll have to do that. Maybe we'll do like a Dutch auction where we start at like 100 grand and we just every day drop it down by like £1, and we'll see if we get to 90 grand and someone's not really bought it. I reckon. Be right.
We'll see.
When you find a good charity to shave Calva's head for.
Yeah, new charity. They're the MFL charity. I did loan out a 75 rare goalie for, was it ice?
But you wanted to send a goalie to Jimbo? Come on.
Yeah, I know this
75
guy.
Goalie.
75. He met me in person and went, "Fuck that! I ain't giving him again for season 7."
No more freebies.
You're gonna bring me a hair dryer? Fuck this guy.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the hashtag of today's episode. For those of you who put the hashtag from last week, thank you very much. There was a few sound issues last time, which sort of snuck their way through. I managed to fix them by the morning. And for those of you who put the hashtag, you're absolute WenDirk legends, and we love every single one of you. So today's hashtag, combining our love for organic angles and our love for trophies for season 7, combine the two, hashtag organic trophies. What is an organic trophy? You tell us. But hashtag organic trophies. Before the full-time whistle, we've got to say a big thank you to Tagerd for yet another phenomenal appearance on the pod. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always been fun. I don't have to say it. Everybody knows what it is. Soccer's great.
Yeah, bastard. Yeah, bastard. Right. We'll quickly move on. Folks, good luck for the start of season 7. Next week is episode 100, which is a very biggie. So we're very much looking forward to that and to bring it to your eyes and ears, we can say now, because you do watch them indeed. But hashtag organic trophies. Good luck for season 7, and we'll see you this time next week for episode of the WenDirkCast. Thank you for listening.
Noodles.